Yo, what's up, good people? Y'all know what time it is, baby. It's AA Sports, straight sports, no chaser. Got the super team of sports talk here with y'all on one half of it. Diego Barishnikov, the Black Dominican Russian, here checking in with my main man, my partner in crime, the 6 foot and under post-up champ. Tell them who you are.
What's good people? It's your boy Uncle Hate, the other A in AA Sports, broadcasting live on a Thursday this weekend. I guess the best way to sum it up is thank God tomorrow's Friday. What's good, homie?
Oh man, I can't call it. Everything is gravy. People, we appreciate y'all tuning in to us. Don't be alarmed. No, you didn't miss the episode from Tuesday. We didn't do it. We're gonna do a quick recap on week 3, which I would just like to throw week 3 the fuck away anyway. But we're gonna recap that real quick, and then we're gonna get into our picks for week 4. So again, as always, we appreciate everybody that watches us on the YouTube channel. Continue to watch, hit that subscribe button. And then also those of you guys that listen to the podcast audio version on iTunes and Spreaker, continue to do so there. Continue to subscribe and leave comments there also. So we appreciate that. Jumping right on into, I guess, a quick recap of week 3. I will start off by saying I got my ass kicked in the head-to-head pick battle, 4-0. I lost all 4 of the head-to-head matchups. One was my 49ers losing to the Chiefs. I picked Dakota and the Cowboys over the Seahawks. Hate got me on that one, as well as the Ravens beating the Broncos. And I guess I kind of looked at this one as a mulligan because you talked me out of an L the previous week.
Right.
I talked you into a W this week, and you picked the Redskins over the Packers, so all is well on that front. But I went 7-9 last week. You went 11-5 to bring your overall record this season to 27-19-2. And while I am sitting at a dismal, to my standards, 22-24-2, under 500. That does not fly or cut it. But it's early, and we'll get it. We'll get it in.
I won't don the crown until it's time to make the picks.
All right, that'll work. You want to let's see. We can run the scores down real quick, I guess.
Yeah, we can run the scores down and just keep it moving from there. It was really a throwaway week, people. There's a lot of gamblers who lost money this past week. Boy.
Yeah. And I got a couple of I think we talked about it a couple of weeks ago about somebody that took some really bad odds on a gambling bet, and I had a couple more. And I'll go over when we get to that particular game. But last week, the Thursday game, the Cleveland Browns won 21-17 over the Jets. As we all know, Tyrod Taylor got benched. Well,
rest in peace, Tyrod.
Yeah,
that's your career in Cleveland.
Yeah, he's done. He's probably done in Cleveland. Unless Baker gets hurt or what have you.
Right.
You can immediately tell the difference in the team's energy, the energy in the stadium, the zip on the ball. 2 throws in, I said, well, yeah, that's pretty much over for Tyrod.
Bruh, Tyrod was 4 for 19, I believe. Was it 4 for 19, 4 for 11? Something bad.
Yeah, something for like 14 yards, something. Yeah, it wasn't pretty.
Helping himself, so yeah, it didn't work out. Rest in peace.
Wasn't pretty. One of the big matchups of the week, Saints coming into Atlanta, getting the win 43-37 in overtime. That was a good game. Calvin Ridley had a breakout game. It was really back and forth, high scoring.
Bro, what was the film session like for them 2 defenders who let Drew Brees hit that spin move on them and score that touchdown? What was the film session like?
Hey man, their momentum was taken on one way. It was a good hezzy play by Drew Brees. See, that is a play where it made sense for your quarterback to fight for a few more yards because they needed that touchdown.
Absolutely.
We'll get to a quarterback that didn't need to do that, and You know what? Fuck it. About to get myself angry again. Next up, we had the Redskins beating the Packers 31-17. I woke up Sunday, and as soon as they said it was raining, I know we already had made our picks, but I started to go to Glass's Pick'em League that we're in. Shout out to Glass and over at Get With It Sports, and change my pick. Because if it's raining and muddy, Aaron Rodgers at that knee, I knew he was not going to be mobile. I didn't see a lot of this game, but I saw enough to confirm my thoughts. He didn't look very mobile or very good in this game from what I saw.
Man, 75% is. Am I being generous?
He's probably more like somewhere between 50 and 60.
And they still trotting him out there. Well, he got the bag, so he ain't tripping. So
yeah, I mean, and they really have no choice. That season is pretty much over if he ain't playing. So yeah, it is what it is. Carson Wentz in his return pulled out a win with the Eagles 20-16 over the Colts. I didn't really see much of that game I wanted to, but it was a lot of other games.
Nasty.
Yeah, there was a lot of other games going on, and I was flipping. When I was taking a break from the 49er Chiefs game, I was just really on that game and the Falcons and Saints. So everything else was kind of a peek in. Next up, upset of the week, upset of the year, hell of the decade.
Right.
17-point underdog, which is unheard of in professional football. And the Buffalo Bills not only beat the Vikings, but they beat their ass, 27-6.
Beat their ass. Start to finish.
Without Shady.
No Shady.
You know what I'm saying? Jumped on them early and pretty much held on. I don't know what the hell was going on with the Vikings offense during this game, but it was pretty much non-existent. Speaking of the bad –
boys for a joke.
Apparently so. Speaking of the bad bets I was talking about, one dude placed a bet of $18,000 on the Vikings to win $1,000.
Why? I don't understand that.
Okay,
I really don't.
So he took a L, and then you had one guy that right before kickoff put up $9,000 to win $450.
Why?
$450 and took a L.
I don't get it, cuz.
Yeah,
I need you to explain why.
I don't have anything for you. Now, with that game, we had somebody that took a good bet. He put up a grand on the Bills, came out with 10 racks. That's how you bet.
See, and I was on that the other day. I was like, man, we just gonna start betting the dogs, man. Just bet the dogs. See what happens, man.
Right.
We flip that little bit of bread, man. We good.
Like you said, I don't understand it. You got 9, 10, 15, 20 grand to basically put on the table and blow because if you bet, you expect if you lose, hey, I can deal with it. But just the returns is not adding up.
Right. Just to be right.
You better off putting your money in a Ponzi scheme.
Right. Whatever happened to I just want to be right. You know, what we say, the real man's bet's $1. I just want to be right. You know?
There it is. But moving on, we had the Dolphins keeping their perfect record, going to 3-0, beating the Raiders 28-20.
Oops.
No
pass rush. Still.
Raiders are 0-3. We had the Ravens winning 27-14 over the Broncos. They had good Flacco last week rather. So that was a big game for them. I was a little skeptical about which Ravens team I would see, so that's what made me pick against them. But they seem to be pretty. They seem to be pretty stout last week. So shout out to the Ravens. Your Carolina Panthers winning 31-21 over the Bengals. What you see from your boys last week?
Cam looks good. Cam got 8 total touchdowns, 1 pick over 3 weeks, and he's throwing 67%. He looks good, but I think the two things I come away with from that game is Dante Jackson is a playmaker, and Christian McCaffrey just might be all right. He had 184 yards rushing against a solid Cincinnati defense. So we're going to see going forward. I mean, I doubt that's the norm, but solid game.
184 probably isn't, but again, good solid game from him, almost 200 yards rushing. I'm pretty sure that was his career high, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Next up, the Houston Texans just don't look good. Now the defense, the defense, I guess, came to play a little bit. I know we were talking about J.J. Watt last week, and he showed up. I think he had a forced fumble, 3 sacks.
Yeah.
But the offense
You
still
know
ain't
what?
doing. The
Hey,
offense still ain't doing shit.
hey, dog.
You had to pump it up so you can get juice back going. Hey, whatever you got to do, whatever you got to do. Giants winning 27-22. Jacksonville.
Real
Go
quick
ahead.
on that. Real quick on that. What do you think the problem is? Is it the defense, or I mean, we know Deshaun's coming off that injury, and it takes some time, but 0-3 with all that talent.
I haven't seen a lot of them, but my guess is it's not as much talent on offense outside of DeAndre Hopkins.
Right.
I mean, Will Fuller's decent, but the running game is probably still a question.
Yep.
And from what I understand, Deshaun it don't look quite right yet.
No.
Anyway, so
He hearing
it could be a
footsteps.
number. It could be a number of things. I'm not high on Bill O'Brien as is.
I'm coming around to that. I think I have been for a while now.
I think he got saved last year with the start that Deshaun had. Otherwise, I would have fired him probably 2, maybe 3 years ago.
Another Belichick disciple who is not working out.
Not at all. Not at all. Surprise! A little bit surprise of the week. Not just a surprise that they lost, but they lost 9-6. The Jags lost 9-6 to the Titans. So I mean, the defense did its damn job as usual. The week before, we saw out of this world Blake Bortles. This week, no Leonard Fournette. Again, 6 points, very pedestrian.
Dog, they was at home. Put up 6 points against this team at home. Defense did their job. They held it. If your defense holds the team under double digits and you're at home, and y'all lose, that's on the offense. Something got to shake with that. But maybe that's a wake up. Maybe, but that's up.
Yeah, like they said, week 3. Who knows what the hell is going on in week 3? Next up, we had the Kansas City Chiefs winning 38-27 over my Niners. It wasn't that close, people. We tried to make it close in the second half.
Tell them how you feel, son.
Jimmy Garoppolo is a fucking idiot. I don't care what nobody say. He wants to show he's a competitor and this, that, and the third. I get all that, but dude, it was 1 yard. Take your ass out of bounds. It was no need for him to cut back in bounds and try to get that extra yard, half a yard, even if that. I thought initially.
I was sitting here with Mama Hate, and that play came across the screen. I said, "Oh shit!" She said, "What?" I said, "Diego is gonna be mad as hell right now. He probably just threw a drink."
Well, because initially when he got hit, I thought it was either because the commentators were talking about his arm.
Right.
I thought it was maybe a concussion.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought it was, the way he got smacked. And then when I saw the replay and saw his leg buckle, I was just like, really? Because I was already earlier in the game. I'm not sure if you saw the game or not, but Matt Breida went down. What looked like he tore his knee up. And I was like, okay, now we're fucked. Number 1 running back out, number 2 running back and tore his knee up. And then miraculously, he came back in the game. So I'm like, all right, dodged a bullet.
Right.
And then this motherfucker.
That was so unnecessary, B.
It really was.
Was he honestly expecting to beat those 4 Chiefs surrounding him to force his way to the end zone?
I don't know what the hell he was thinking. I appreciate your competitiveness, Jimmy, but that was just not a smart play at all. So this season is pretty much ass and down the drain. So, hey, let's shoot for that top 5 pick.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna give CJ Beathard a tiny bit of credit. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt until he get in there and fuck it up. But hopefully he's improved from last year. He actually was the quarterback when we actually won our first game last year. He was at the helm, and he was at the helm for 4 or 5 of those games at the beginning of the season that we lost in a row by 3 points or less. All those games, 2 of them in overtime. So if he can make a few more plays, a few less errors, then maybe we can pull out some wins here and there. But my trying to sneak into the playoffs at 9-7 or so, I'm not as optimistic about that anymore.
I'm actually looking forward to what y'all gonna do because I was thinking about it. John Lynch is kind of a fleece guy too. It's worked out the last 2 years.
Yes, I was thinking about that, but see, I can't give him credit for the Jimmy Garoppolo trade because Robert Kraft made that happen, and they called us.
But it's
So
on his
I can't.
watch though, so technically he gets that dub.
Yeah, but it was like phone ringing. Bill Belichick. Fuck you want? Hello?
Right.
Wait a minute. You want to do what? Hey, Kyle,
Send-
come here. I got Belichick on the phone. He said he want to give us a quarterback. Do it. It was one of them kind of things. So, but it is what it is.
So if he wins this year, does he qualify as a fleece god?
He better pull something. He better pull something off. So we'll see. I think now what we got to do is probably use some of that cap space that we got and maybe try to pick up some free agents and some key spots.
Sherm went down Sunday too, right?
Yeah, he's got a calf injury. He's out 3 or 4 weeks, I think they said. So defense is getting shredded anyway. Worst tackling team I've seen in quite a while. It was just all kind of problems happening Sunday against the Chiefs. But Patrick Mahomes is on fire.
Absolutely.
But moving on, you got the LA Rams. The Battle of LA Rams beat the Chargers 35-23. The Seahawks in the afternoon game, they won 24-13 over the Cowboys.
That offense is ass.
It pretty much is. Couple of drives that they had an opportunity to score on. One, Zeke stepped out of bounds before he caught the little flare pass or the wheel route. And then after he broke a long run to get them into the red zone, he fumbled the ball at the end of the run.
Right.
And those two plays pretty much killed them more or less.
Man, they need to go ahead and just swallow their pride, man. Just hug Dez and bring them on back. just do it.
Hey, I doubt that's going to happen. We had the Chicago Bears. The offense is still not that great, but they were playing an offense that's even a little bit worse. They beat the Cardinals 16-14. And then we had the Sunday night game, another upset. The Lions winning 26-10 over the Patriots. And in the must-have-it game for the Steelers, they pulled it out 30-27 over the Buccaneers. And I don't know if I want to call him Fitz Magic anymore because the first half, that magic was dead.
You know what, though? I'm not even mad about it because as sorry as he looked that first half, to still end up with 403 touchdowns, and they should have at least tied that game, that worked out better for him looking like shit and coming back. To me, it worked out better. But two things real quick. That why would they put Josh Rosen in that game that late? I mean,
yeah, I said the same thing because I tuned in late. It's because there was a close game, so I looked at that game late to see who was going to win. And I saw them put him in. I was wondering the same thing, but come to find out, I think Sam Bradford had like 3 turnovers that day.
Yeah, but was it like 3 or 4 minutes left in that game? They put him in.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they figured, hell, Sam Bradford ain't did shit this game. He done turned the ball over 3 times. We got a chance to win this game. Shit, fuck it. Just throw Rosen out there. It's better than Sam Bradford probably turning it over again.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of is probably what Steve Wilkes was thinking, also knowing that he probably was going to go to him this week anyway.
And last thing, the Patriots are 1-2. The one has come over the Houston Texans, who ain't won a game.
Mm-hmm.
They got Miami this week. I'm expecting them to be okay. I mean, we know they got reinforcements coming in, but they did not look good on offense Sunday.
They don't have any players.
Yeah.
They don't have any players, and take everything else away. and then the most important part is that the defense is not up to par like it normally is. You know, the defense is getting shredded too. So those are 2 things that are killing them. But if Josh Gordon can come in, he's healthy, he can learn the playbook. Him and Chris Hogan, Edelman will be back after this week.
Sony about to get a real shot. They put Burkhead on IR, so he's about to get a legit shot.
So it's not time to throw the dirt on the Patriots' grave yet. I think we all made that mistake. Was it last year?
I think it was the year before. They got their ass whooped first game last year. They gave up 45. Year before last, they got drugged, I believe, early, but they got help coming in, and it's kind of be expected. If Patricia was the DC last year, he know that offense inside out. So it should have been expected. But he still looked like a sucker on that sideline either way.
All right, so that's a quick recap of week 3. We're going to get on into these week 4 picks with tonight's game going against the LA Rams. Well, the Minnesota Vikings coming in on an AKA short week. For those of y'all listening on Spreaker and iTunes, I'm using the air quotes because they actually had an off week last week. Minnesota did. They took an off week last week. So
absolutely. They won't buy.
The short week might not even affect them. But this should be a pretty good game. Who you got?
Hey, real quick. I was working the day job before we went on the air. Is Everson Griffin playing?
Oh, no. His ass is in the mental health facility somewhere. He can play no time soon.
I thought it was an outpatient thing, so they holding him for evaluation.
Oh, was it outpatient? I'm not sure. I figured he was. I knew he wasn't playing this week. They ruled him out.
Okay, I didn't see
Tuesday or Wednesday. Yeah.
Okay. I took Minnesota in this game.
Ain't that a motherfucker? I did too. I think Marcus Peters is actually playing this week, but I figured with him and Talib being out or hurt, and Minnesota laying the egg that they laid last week, I think they got a chance to use Thielen and Diggs
right
against a banged up secondary and come out with a win this week.
You said Peters is out there? I hadn't watched the game yet.
Yeah, he's out there.
Oh wow, okay.
No, he out there. So
cool.
Good deal for him. All right, so we both taking the Vikings on that. Okay, a little surprise there. Next up, Sunday, first game. Got the New York Jets going into Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. They should be pretty angry for not winning last week.
Right.
Again, I'm not worried about the defense. It's going to be which offense are we going to get. Now, Leonard Fournette, I have not looked at the injury report or practice schedule this week. Has he been practicing? Is he scheduled to play this week?
I believe he went back to practice on Monday. But, okay. You can't trust that shit because they'll sit there and tell you somebody's on task to play. Then come Friday, they ruled out. So even if they at the practice. But I'm going to take the Savages in this. I think they're going to be upset.
Right. Okay. Next up, the 3-0 Miami Dolphins going into Foxborough to take on the 1-2 Patriots. Now, if the Dolphins pull this game out, they can put a nice little stranglehold on the division. That would make them 4-0, make the Patriots 1-3 with a win head to head. Can they do it though? I don't think so.
Nah, I'm gonna take. If it was in Miami, I might have looked at this differently. But in Foxborough, they're gonna find a way. They are gonna find a way. Give me New England in that game.
All right. I'm gonna go with them as well. Last week I didn't think that they would lose 2 games in a row. If they lose 3 games in a row, hey, we might have a dilemma. We might have a dilemma, right?
I think I'd be more concerned they get that 4th L. Reason why I say that 4th because they'll have Edelman back. So they lose this week. I think they're really not tripping because it was all about treading water to get to that 4th week and get some weapons back. But I ain't saying losing 3 in a row ain't gonna be a bad look. But I guess I just got a little bit more faith. I need to see what happens.
Right. I guess the way I'm looking at it, it definitely puts them behind the 8 ball for the division.
Absolutely.
And then depending on what the rest of the AFC is doing, they could be battling for a wild card spot.
Yeah.
If they keep it up. And I don't have their schedule in front of me, but I'm pretty sure they got a few more tough games along the way. So
yeah.
They actually, I think this is a must-win week for the Patriots myself.
Yeah, I can agree with that. All
right, so we got the Eagles going on the road to play the Titans. I don't have anything really to say about the Titans, good or bad. I know Mariota's back. I'm taking the Eagles, superior talented team. Carson Wentz is back. I think Alshon Jeffries is practicing this week, so he may be back as well come Sunday. So I think that'll be good for the Eagles. Talking about treading water, if they can get through these first 4 games 3-1, I think that'll be a great look for them.
Absolutely.
Great look. Houston Texans in a divisional matchup going into Indy to play the Colts. Both teams coming off an L. Houston needs a win bad. I'm taking luck in the Colts.
Give me the Texans.
They're
going to get it done.
All right. Taking the Juice Boys, J.J. Watt.
First one of the year. They got to win. They have to win a game. If they get to 0-4, dog, Houston, we have a problem.
And I can tell you what the problem is, and he's holding the headset on the side, and he may be looking for a job next year.
Is Clowney playing? Did he play last week, or he was out again with the back?
I think he was back last week. He was back last week, and that may be why J.J. Watt was able to get off.
Very true.
You know? So we'll see. All right. So I'm taking the Colts. You are taking the Texans. Next up, we got the Buffalo Bills coming off an upset, going into Lambeau to take on the Packers. What you got?
Give me Green Bay.
All right. I'm taking Green Bay as well. Packers, one of those teams that were much, much more comfortable at home than they are on the road. Maybe Aaron's knee continues to progress and get a little bit better. Maybe the weather won't be bad. Maybe he can move a little bit. But I'm going to take the Packers. I'm expecting them to jump out early on the Bills, and I don't think the Bills' offense can keep up if having to play from behind.
Shout out to that boy Kelvin Benjamin, though.
Yeah, Mr. Benjamin, who's complaining about the quarterbacks not being accurate. His coach came out this week and said he is very concerned about all of the drops.
Maybe his hands aren't accurate. How about that?
Unless you're throwing a piece of chicken at him or a slice of pizza, some ice cream.
Hey, real quick on Green Bay, Mo Wilkerson got hurt in that game. He's on the IR, so that was one of their free agent signings, dead in the middle of the field of the defensive line. So,
Yeah. So we'll see. Will Clay Matthews get another roughing the passer penalty this week?
Oh my God, bruh. You're the only person that seems to be having this many issues. Every week is Clay Matthews in this call. Just go for the ball. I'm not saying that the calls are right, but if you're hurting your team and falling in the same position every damn week, you got to adjust something.
But you can. Some of those hits, I don't think that's something you can adjust on. You hitting somebody, and you're used to hitting somebody the same way for 20 years. You can't just make. Yeah, you can't make contact with somebody and then not fall. I mean, physics just is not going to allow that shit to happen.
No, absolutely right. But he's the only person that seems to be having the biggest of issues with it every week. Every week.
I think they're making it more out about him, but overall, I think it's been 34 roughing the passer penalties over the first 3 weeks, and last year it was a total of 16 at this point in time. So it's affecting the whole league.
Yeah, I mean, it's affecting everybody, but it seems like he's getting them at the most inopportune times, and it's just affecting the team. But I got a feeling after the brouhaha this week, I think it'll be different Sunday, possibly, but we'll see. We'll see.
Right, because it's not like the rule's been on the books. It's just the fact that they're emphasizing it more this year,
right?
Based on the coaches asking them to enforce the rule a little bit more. But now, we all think they're taking it a little too far, so they need to dial back on some of it. Because it's making the game.
Think about preseason with that that rule they had just put in place with the crown of the helmet.
Right.
They were calling that real hard in the preseason. Mm-hmm. We ain't seen that much of that issue during the season because they were on it early, making it an issue. So I feel they're going to dial this back some. You know, they have
to. Yeah, because it's making the games unenjoyable to watch in points.
Absolutely.
All right, next up, we got the Detroit Lions going into Dallas, into Jerry's World to take on the Cowboys. Don't know which Lions team you're going to get from week to week. I mean, they lost to us and then beat the Patriots. Go fucking figure.
Right.
Dakota and the Cowboys at home this week. Zeke said in so many words he need more of this right here. Feed him. What you got?
I'm taking Detroit. I don't like nothing going on down there on that offense. Dak is saying, the same shit every week, and it's not getting no better. Under 200 yards, I ain't putting up no points every week. Something has to shake. Give me Detroit, and I'm picking schizophrenic Detroit, like you just said. I don't know what I'm gonna get, but I'd rather deal with that than what I'm seeing in Dallas.
Yeah, and against my better judgment, I'm going to go ahead and take the Cowboys in this game. I think they will give Zeke the 20 to 25 carries that he needs and some kind of way pull off a W. I need them two for the sake of not falling too far behind in this head-to-head matchup.
That'll be 3 straight L's if they lose. But you know who has a day off on Sunday? Darius Slay. Who he got to guard in Dallas?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So I put everything in the box, everything against Zeke.
And they might have Dallas gonna have their work cut out for them with Marvin Jones and Galladay down the field. So
Tate, Carry-on look good. Man, this could get ugly.
Very, very ugly. So we'll see what happens. Cowboys, you run the ball control people. Next up, got the Buccaneers in the Winston is actually back this week. I doubt he will start. I'm pretty sure Fitzpatrick is going to start again. I will be taking the Bucs over the Bears. I love the Bears defense. I just don't like what they're doing on offense right now. I think they're averaging somewhere around 15, 16 points a game. That's just not going to cut it. So I'm taking the Bucs, and from by your response, I'm assuming that you're taking the Bears.
I'm taking the Bears. I'm betting on the defense. I mean, it's only 3 games in, but Trubisky got to give me a little bit more. Tampa can't run the ball, so they're going to be one-dimensional. And Pittsburgh does – well, I guess Pittsburgh has a decent pass rush, and they were able to put pressure on Fitzpatrick. The game's in Chicago. It wouldn't surprise me if it was raining or whatever, but give me Chicago.
Okay. All right, next up, we got the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Falcons. A.J. Green has been a little nicked up, but he says he's going to be full ready to go. He has not played in the state of Georgia in a while, so he's going to be looking forward to this game. Even though the Falcons lost last week, again, breakout game from Calvin Ridley. The last 2 weeks, they have seemed to fix their red zone issues, spreading the ball around, things of that nature. I'm going to take the Falcons.
My bad. I'm really starting to think this ain't a red zone issue. This is a Julio and Matt issue. He's fine with everybody else in the red zone. It's just them two for some reason just don't work.
It's the way people guard him. Matt's not going to he's not going to force the ball. So if you got to go somewhere else, then go somewhere else. Julio usually gets them down the field. And if he's willing to sacrifice his touchdown, because I haven't heard Julio, bitching about not getting touchdowns. If he's willing to if he's willing to do that, then that's for the betterment of the team.
Absolutely.
But at least they're not kicking field goals winning in the red zone. That's the ultimate objective.
Do you ever see them throw back shoulder fades to him? It's like I don't never see that throw.
Yeah, the fade. Yeah, not really. You're right, not really.
So maybe they should work on that. But give me Atlanta. I'm concerned as well about AJ not playing. So give me Atlanta.
Oh no, AJ gonna play.
Oh, he's playing?
Yeah,
Is Mixon playing?
I doubt it. He's still out. His injury was 2 to 4 weeks. Today he said he feel good. He feel
that's
a lot
what I'm
better.
going off of.
But I doubt he plays this week. Even if he does play, I just think the Falcons will hold down home this week after losing last week.
Yeah, they put up 37 points. They did their part. So,
yeah.
But then they lost another defensive player, another starter, in Ricardo Allen. So
very true, very true. They starting defenders are dropping like flies.
Flies, cuz.
Might want to bubble wrap them.
Yes, sir.
All right, next up, the Seahawks going into Arizona to take on the Cardinals. Seattle was one of them teams I was not high on this year, but they should win this game and after 4 games be 2-2, right?
Yeah, I'm picking them to win this game also. I mean, they ran the ball last week. They Earl Thomas looked really good. Speaking of Earl Thomas, that something got to shake with that situation like ASAP. But give me Seattle in that game.
Yeah, I forgot all about that. Yeah, Earl said, what did Earl say? He said, I don't give a damn if I got a headache or whatever. I ain't practicing.
Hey, he forcing their hand. I mean, he's forcing it. I mean, what if they franchise him, he wins. They're not going to do that. So trade deadline's mid-October, late October.
Mm-hmm.
Get it done. Get it done, people.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Josh Rosen does in this game in his first start. Seattle's not the Legion of Boom, but they still, still got a nice little. They got a few playmakers on the defense. They young. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how he does in his first game. But if he can do anything with limited weapons, because they really don't have any weapons outside of David Johnson, Larry Fitzgerald, old ass. If he can do anything with this team on offense, that'll give him some hope going forward. But I'm taking Seattle in this game.
Absolutely.
All right, next up, we got Baker Mayfield getting his first start, going into the black hole to take on Chucky and the winless Raiders. I'm taking Baker and the Browns. Ain't nobody fucking with the Raiders right now.
Damn it.
They have not given me a reason to fuck with them.
I just knew you was going to take the Raiders to get that first dub.
I don't know why the hell you thought that.
They home. Baker's a rookie. His first one on the road. The black hole going to be crazy. I was trying to bait you into taking that L for me to get that dub, but I ain't messing with them either. I got to see more. Have you seen Amari Cooper?
I think I saw a Citibank commercial he was on. Something like that.
Gotcha.
You meant on the field.
Yeah. He only showed up one time this year. Like one time. So
oh man. I'm taking the Browns. The Browns got a sneaky good little defense too.
Sneaky.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna take this.
I know I was a little skeptical because I thought they should have took Nick Chubb, but the young man is balling. He's balling for him.
Yeah, he is. All right. So next up, we got the Saints going into New York to take on the Giants. I am not drinking the Kool-Aid from last week's Giants win. I'm taking the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Give me the Saints.
All right. My 49ers going to L.A. to take on the Chargers. I am in no position to be taking homer picks anymore.
Oh, shit.
Nah, bro. I will sit on my couch and I'll root for them just the same. But for these competition things, I got to play smart. It ain't like we got Jimmy and we got a chance to win some of these games. CJ got to show me something. I'm going to take Phillip Rivers and the Chargers on this one.
Give me the Chargers.
All right. Good old AFC North rivalry game for the Sunday night game. Baltimore Ravens coming into Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. Steelers coming off their first win of the year. Will the momentum continue to go for them? What you got?
I'm going to take Pittsburgh, but that defense is not that good. It's really not. But I don't expect Joe Flacco to take advantage of it. AFC North game, like you said, 24-21 Pittsburgh.
Okay, I'm taking the Steelers as well. I think they will build on last week's win. Them being at home, it's a Sunday night game. I'm looking for AB to have a big game this game.
And so now they said they're willing to listen to Le'Veon trade talks. How about that?
Yeah, that's what they say. But
right.
Last I checked, and I could be wrong, but unless he signs a franchise tender, you can't trade shit.
And I wouldn't touch him. I would not touch him unless you got a deal worked out. Why am I giving up assets? One day, people, it may be a one-off show, but we're going to have a talk about leverage. We keep teasing it. One day, we're going to have that talk.
What's really amazing to me is, you looking on social media, Twitter mainly, and the amount of people that think that no teams are going to fuck with Le'Veon Bell when he becomes free next year. Like, what are y'all? What the fuck are y'all smoking?
You kind of gain a year with him sitting out a year because that's tread on the tires.
Right. I mean, they talking about his attitude. He's not a team guy. Put the remote down, armchair quarterback.
Absolutely.
Stop the bullshit. And he's gonna be fresh. You gonna tell me a team like the Colts with $100 million in cap space, the Jets, the Texans, all these teams got hella cap space and need a running back like him. You mean tell me this man ain't gonna find a job next year? Please cut it out. As a matter of fact, we talked about those bad bets. Anybody that want to bet that Le'Veon Bell don't get the bag next year when it comes time for free agency, please DM me so I can take your fucking money.
Absolutely.
All right. Next up, last game, Monday night game. Patrick Mahomes, 13 touchdowns through 3 games. Is it 13 to 14? 13 or 14 touchdowns through 3 games.
Yeah.
Going into Mile High to take on your boy Case Keenum and the Broncos. Bro, this offense is a beast.
At what point are they going to start holding John Elway accountable?
I haven't really watched the Broncos game this year, so are they losing because of the quarterback?
I mean, he's not playing well at all. The picks are up. I mean, I know they needed Chubb, But it seems like at 5, with those quarterbacks sitting there, why would they not take one of them?
Well, who were they going to take? Baker
They
was
could have took
gone.
Rosen. I would have took Rosen at 5.
Okay. I mean, people thought Rosen was probably the most ready to play right now, but with the lowest ceiling. I'm concerned about Rosen just as of his size.
Yeah,
If he takes too many big ass hits, I don't know if he's gonna get up. So I don't know. I don't think the Case Keenum signing was bad. It wasn't great, but it was better than what they had at quarterback.
Who they have last? Oh yeah, What's that dude's name? I can't remember the dude they had playing quarterback for them last year. Mm-hmm. But yeah, right. give me the Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs.
Okay, yeah, I forgot to even pick. Yeah, I'm taking them as well. So looks like this week we only got 2 games. No, 3 games.
We got 3. Yeah.
All right, Texans and the Colts. I'm taking the Colts. You're taking the Texans. You're taking the Bears. I got the Bucks. And then the last game, the shit I snorted coke on, the Cowboys over the Lions.
Hell yeah.
So that's that. I need to at least come out 2-1 this week. If I go 3-0 this week, I'll be down with 7 games then. Yeah,
I think we had it like that last year, but I started believing my own shit, and I got caught up.
But I don't think you ever fell behind by that many games. I think maybe 3 or 4 at the most.
Yeah, we kept it tight.
Because if you get too far behind, then all you got to do is just kind of pick status quo, along the way, kind of work it out. And man, from the looks of this goddamn Rams and Vikings game, this shit finna be a shootout.
We need to get to it then.
But it's all good. Anything else?
You think by the time we come back on next week, Jimmy Butler will be out of Minnesota?
Bruh. Now if they keep asking for deals, like calling up Philly talking about, hey, let me get Ben Simmons.
That's a joke. I mean, that's like a legit joke. That's that type of shit you like, hey, dog, I tried, boss.
Right.
They wouldn't even take my offer. Come on. Leverage.
I'm hearing they want vets, young players, cap space, and picks. Like I had to tweet today after you sent me that. I said, are they trading Jimmy Butler or Jesus?
Bruh, they trying to get you to take that bad contract for that big dude, Georgie Dang. They owe him like $50 million left. And they want you to take on him and Jimmy and give up half of your future for a dude that can walk this summer. And I already told you he ain't coming. So what choice you got?
Right. Now, I think he did add Miami to the list.
Now that'd be a go for
he
them.
Was willing to go to. I would, if they will take Whiteside's contract, do that shit.
Right. And I think it'll work out. Well, I don't know how to work out on defense, but that would move Carl back to 4. You can put Whiteside in, but who the hell he gonna guard when teams go small? But if I'm Miami, that's a go. I'm taking that trade right now today. Give him to me.
Right. So we'll see how it works. They got to move him though.
They got to.
He said he ain't coming to work, so they got to move him. So we're gonna see what happens.
And I believe Jimmy when he say he ain't coming. I kind of believe that.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler's one of those type cats. He say something, I don't really take it as a joke. No.
It's serious.
So we'll see. NBA season is upon us. Couple weeks. It'll take me a little while to get into it because it seems like basketball.
Preseason. I want to see some. Bron said he ain't playing no preseason.
Yeah, Lou Walton today said he may play a little bit in the first game. He said it could be anywhere from 1 to 48 minutes, though.
I mean, I guess I just want to see a little bit on the court. But hell, the season start mid October, right?
Yeah, it's only a couple weeks away. So.
Oh, well, I can wait in that.
We don't have very long to check for them. It's hard for me always to get back into basketball because they got the shortest off season of everybody. It's only like 3 months. Right. It seems like by the time you kind of get all the way off of it, get right back into football, here they are right back again, getting ready to start up. And then especially now that the season starts a couple of weeks earlier than what it used to.
Oh, my God.
So it'll take me a little while.
Can I give the Bitter Bitch Award real quick to Kevin Durant? Oh, my God, dog. This was your choice.
What's wrong with him?
Oh, my God. left and right. Everybody's hating on me. They mad because I'm in this building. Dog, shut up. Smile, bitch. You won. You're winning titles, MVP awards. What's the problem? Why is he so mad? Why?
Hey, man, Kevin, he needs a woman.
A woman, a brush, and a do-rag, and a hug.
And I'm not even saying, and it's not even because I don't think he get laid or he got his fair share of chicks. I ain't saying that. I say he needs a woman to hold him down. When he gets home after doing that bullshit, put his ass in his place. You know, it's a whole different makeup when you got a woman beside you and behind you. Absolutely. You can tell he ain't got no damn guidance. As a matter of fact, I'm surprised. Where's his mom at? Because I thought she used to be that figure for him. But
she be supporting that everybody hating on my son's shit. I just don't understand why he mad. What are you mad about?
Hey, man.
You're winning.
He's mad because we found out about the burner accounts.
Man. Hey, dog. 2 straight MVPs in the finals, 2 titles. You're probably gonna win this year. What the problem is?
It's like, bro. I mean, and you think about it. You know, he wants to be looked at as better than LeBron or what have you. You know, he had that whole complex. He's tired of being number 2. Okay, dude, you couldn't have went through what LeBron went through when he first went to Miami.
Hell no.
The way that your mindset and your makeup is, just from this little bit of shit, you wouldn't have made it.
Hell no.
You wouldn't have made it.
Just lost, cuz. Pete, you're winning. Let it go. Y'all gonna win again. You got DeMarcus Cousins for $5 million. What the problem is?
Man, I don't know. I want him to put on his big boy pants and get over it though.
Right. They ain't gonna give me no awards. You know, if it come down to it, they ain't giving me nothing.
Well, motherfucker, you won an MVP. You won the last 2 finals MVPs. I hope you ain't bitching about a Defensive Player of the Year award because LeBron ain't won not a one.
Right. I mean, you get a couple weak side blocks here and there because, I mean, come on. You ain't the best defender on your team. So, again, smile.
He's not even the second best defender on his team.
That's very true.
Clay and Draymond, I think, are better than him on defense.
Absolutely.
Right. But there you have it. All right, good people. That is a week 3 recap and a week 4 preview. Here from AA Sports, we condensed 2 shows into one for y'all. Sorry we missed y'all earlier this week, but real life calls sometime. God damn it.
Absolutely.
And sometimes we have shit to do. Okay. So as long as y'all keep liking, subscribing, hitting that button, and sharing this stuff, hey, then guess what? We'll grow, and this will become our full-time job. And then you hear from us every goddamn day. How about that?
Absolutely.
All right. Hey, tell the people where to reach you out on social media before we get up out of here.
At ReK6000, holla at me. I talk sports.
And holla at me at Diego Barish. I'm on Twitter as well. Don't forget to check out the AA Sports IG Facebook page, the Twitter page. All them things are always popping. Again, we always appreciate the support, man. Everything. Shout out to the Shea Butter Jones food truck. If you're in Atlanta, you see that food truck around, hit them up. Shout out to Distinct Finds. Shop with them on eBay. And we're going to got some other sponsors coming back to us. We're going to get some of that going as well. So we'll have some commercials rolling here for y'all soon. All right. So for Uncle Hate, he got his red cup. I want to get my refill on. It is currently 17-14 Vikings, 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. So looks like we got a good game on our hands. Baseball playoffs are on our way.
Shout out to them Braves. Shout out to them.
All right, let's get up out of here because I feel we are starting to ramble and get off track. So we'll holler at y'all next week. Y'all have a good weekend. Peace.